on this brand new single. It's an absolutely fantastic single, so congratulations.
Thank you so much, Dave. I really appreciate that. Cheers.
Now, the single, of course, shares the same name as the album, but is this what we can kind of expect from the album, what we hear with this single?
That's probably the heaviest song on the record. So, a lot more of it is kind of hard rock and, heavy rock, but, that one's more kind of, Metallica / Sabbath-esque, so probably a bit heavier than the rest of the track, but it doesn't mean the rest of the album is lightweight by any stretch of the imagination. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, there is a very old-school sound with this. Is that something that you were going for, that Black Sabbath Metallica sound?
Yeah, I guess so, to an extent. My equipment is all, I have all this vintage gear, and, we recorded it with Mark Opitz, who's a old school AC/DC, Rose Tattoo sort of producer, and, that's kind of the vibe we kind of go for generally, It's not because I want to be retro, it's just because that's the sound that I like, so, that is an intention for sure.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people out there are probably asking the question straight away, what's the advantages of using vintage equipment, and what's the pitfalls of using vintage equipment?
So, in my experience, modern, I've had a lot of, for example, custom shop, Gibson, Les Pauls and stuff, and, they can be really good, but I tend to like old stuff for, I don't know whether it's the old growth forest wood or, the pickups they use. Some of the, components in pickups and pots and stuff like that, they just were made better quality, I reckon, and some of the components you can't get today, like the magnets and the wire and stuff like that. It's not actually available, so it kind of has this inimitable sound that I find it hard to describe any other way than it sounds real.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of modern stuff to me sounds like a kind of like a clone, for want of a better word. It's a bit like that.
Yeah. I get that. You mentioned about working with Mark. Tell us a little bit about how that came about and what Mark's like to work with.
Yeah, Mark was cool. He's like, I'd heard some stuff that he'd done with the Black Aces, which sounded really good, and also I'd met Mark when I was playing guitar for Jimmy Barnes, years and years ago, a long time ago. So there was a bit of familiarity there, and getting him on board just seemed like a cool idea. So the good thing about Mark was, he had a definite strategy to kind of capture the band as live and raw as possible. So, no use of click tracks or, just not trying to kind of tame the band in any way, just trying to keep it as live and as energetic as possible. So that was a philosophy that I was definitely down with. So, yeah.
Yeah, that definitely shows on this track as well. Is that something that we can expect throughout the album, that kind of live, raw sound?
Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. There was no click tracks to use, and we only ever did, 3 takes of each song maximum,
Yeah.
the take. But sometimes got it in 1 or 2, so... and then, there was a bit of overdubbing, but nothing excessive.
Awesome. So, the Reptilian Overlord theme, tell us a little bit about why you went with that. What was inspiring you at the time to go with that theme?
Yeah, so I was watching, I just got stuck down a rabbit hole of David Icke videos on YouTube.
Yep.
And, the funny thing about it is, it's not, it's not something I subscribe to, but whether or not you believe his philosophy about, there being some sort of reptilian elite that rules the world from behind the scenes or not, it makes for a great story regardless. So that was the inspiration behind the song.
Yeah. How difficult was it to go away with that theme and then write a song about it? Because it's not a theme that you hear in music a lot. So was it kind of difficult to write a song based on that theme?
Yeah, it was kind of, because the narrative is pretty complex, and to try and capture that in a kind of raucous rock song is not easy, because it's sort of, I definitely reckon that was the hardest song for me to write, because it's got all these bits, and, you know, there's all just fitting the words, the phrasing in and stuff like that. It wasn't easy at all. So there was a lot of, you know, scribbling lyrics down, rubbing them out, starting again, that kind of thing. So, whereas, you know, some songs come so easily, it's just like 5 minutes and it's done, you know, but some of them are a headache, and that one was definitely one of those.
Yeah. Now, we're talking to you about the video premiere. Tell us a little bit about the video and how that came all together.
Yeah, so Damo did that on his spare time, just for fun. And we didn't even intend to really put it out as a single. We've already put out 3 singles off this record. So when he just sort of brought it up, it's like, well, maybe we should just put this song out as a single and we can use this as a video clip. The record company was cool with that, and lo and behold, here it is, you know.
Awesome. And I guess the big question now is, when can people expect the album to drop? When are they going to be able to grab a copy of this, and where are they going to be able to grab a copy from?
Yeah, so it's out now. You can get a copy on vinyl from Rubber Records on their website. There's CDs as well from Rubber Records as well. Otherwise, you know, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all that sort of stuff. We've got the album digitally as well.
Awesome. And what's going to happen now for you guys with everything opening back up? Are you guys going to be doing some shows, or what's the plan there now post-COVID?
Yeah, so we've just got to play it by ear. Like, you know, when they start making it possible to do shows, we'll do them as soon as we can. I think we'll probably do a live stream show from Cherry Bar or something like that.
Yep.
And as soon as we can actually play to a show to a real audience, we'll do that. But it's, you know, your guess is as good as mine. We just don't know. Definitely.
Well, mate, I guess to finish off the interview, is there anything you would like to say to our readers and listeners out there before they check out Reptilian Overlord?
No, just thanks for checking out the song, and definitely check out the record as well. If you like, you know, classic hard rock / heavy metal, you'll dig it. Awesome.
Well, mate, thank you so much for chatting to us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure, and hopefully we do get to see you guys play live in the not-too-distant future as well.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Dave. Much appreciated.
Not a problem, mate. You have a great night.
You too. See you.
All right. Bye.